Happy Thanksgiving Eve!
Yes, Thanksgiving Eve. The best holiday.
Isn't like today like a big going out day?
Yeah.
It is. I think I'd ask the best at it.
Yes, the best at it. Yes.
She definitely knows what's going on. What's the big thing tonight? Not to say, I don't want you to tell anybody where you're going, but with like.
No, I guess like a lot of people, I'm not going here, but I know a lot of people go to like Kettle tonight or like Hoboken if they don't want to stay on the island.
Hoboken.
Yeah, Hoboken.
Go on our YouTube channel, you can see it.
Yeah.
We gotta do a plug.
Yes.
You gotta do a plug for YouTube. Anyway, guys, what we're gonna be discussing is this crazy real estate market in New Jersey. And there's some things, I'm just gonna like leave this here. So if you see me look down, where we have our friends on TikTok on the right, we have our Facebook people on the left. And that was definitely the lively sections on this side.
Yeah.
This here, it's Hamira.
It
It's
is.
Hamira.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely, I'm not used to that side. Anyway, so let's get into it, Carrie, because we're limited on time today, and you know everybody wants to start. You got to start cooking tonight, right?
Oh yeah, I'm
Sure.
gonna cook and not go out tonight.
Oh, she's full. She's lively today. Did you have the Red Bull before? Because I had to take a Red Bull.
Yes.
Anyway, let's get into the numbers because they are interesting for sure. We'll start getting into the beginning. Anything else you'd like to add?
No, just
Just get on with it.
Yep. All right.
Just get me the hell out of here.
No.
Anyway,
All right.
go ahead.
So the days on the market. Oh, we're talking about the stats of
For New Jersey,
for New Jersey.
Monmouth and Ocean
Yes.
Counties. Okay, thank you. I'm glad we serve a good purpose in the world.
Yeah, that's so nice. Thank you.
Um,
But yeah, so we're talking about mom and
Happy Thanksgiving, guys. Again, we're doing with left and right, and obviously definitely the more likely crowds on the right.
Yeah.
We're
sure.
supposed to be spending more time with
Yeah.
Anyway, how's everybody doing in TikTok land tonight? Good? All right.
Good.
We're
Good.
being shouted at from Facebook. So
Yeah.
we tend to get in trouble on that. Maybe it's because of the last segment. I think I went a little,
Yeah.
if I said
Yeah, I think so also. So you guys should check it out to see.
the controversy.
Yeah.
You want to see the long running thing? It's on YouTube too, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I posted it on YouTube.
Right, but and if nothing happens here tonight on the left, we know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
We finally reached the threshold. It's like, okay, guys, we're not pushing this out anymore. But anyway, so let's get into it, Kelly.
Yeah. So, the first thing that I'm going to start off with is the average days on the market.
Mm-hmm.
So year over year, that has stayed the same at 34 days, but it has gone down a day month over month. So that's, sorry, I messed up.
Okay.
Year over year, it stayed the same. Month over month, it has gone up 3%.
Yes.
Days on the market.
Days on the market have gone up, and that's and the good thing about Monmouth and Ocean, things happen a lot faster in Monmouth and Ocean than they do in Staten Island.
Mm-hmm.
This is indicative of the latest. So in September, they rose interest rates. They didn't raise interest rates. I'm sorry, they dropped interest rates, but the 10-year treasuries went up, and it's caused mortgage rates to spike up along with it. So mortgage rates went up to about a 3-month high last month. So like they're starting to come down a little bit now. So what's going to happen is rates shot up, and it's reflected in this report. So the latest hike in the 30-year mortgage has impacted, which is probably a little closer to 7. At the time, it popped above 7. And I think that's a little bit to do with the days on the market coming up a day. It's negligible. There's not really anything to be too nervous about. But there's other things in here that definitely show that it's interesting. This report's a little bit more interesting in the month-over-month numbers. And this is indicative of the interest rate hike, I think. I believe that to be the case.
Yeah.
Because everything's down.
Yeah, a lot of it is.
Month-over-month, it's down. And that's why it's so important to get these stats on a month-over-month basis and not a yearly basis. Because when we do the month-over-month, we can kind of get you into the idea that what you get as a price can vary quite dramatically depending on where the interest rate is. And so people try to time this out. You have to be in, and I think going into the new year, rates are going to drop. So I think that's the case. We've seen the 10-year treasuries come down a bit, not crazy, but I think it's going to continue to fall. But the big thing is, we've seen decreases based on the latest numbers here. Okay, so let's get to the next thing.
The next thing is the month's inventory. So that's up almost 12% year over year, and it's down almost 2% month over month. It's at 1.56%.
Yeah, month's inventory. Again, this is one of the things. The houses have been selling at a greater clip, and again, it's showing. Some of this is, so this is basically how long it would take for all the inventory to move off the market. And New Jersey is definitely it's a seller's market for sure. At 2 months, at 2.5 months of inventory, it's one of the best in the country. It's gone up a little bit, 11.5% year over year. But month's inventory was down just about 1.5% month over month. So negligible, nothing really to write home there. 1% is not a big, huge difference in the change in month's inventory. Basically, it went from September to October from 2.57 to 2.53. It has increased from 2023 though.
Yes.
So it's definitely gone up. The year-over-year difference is almost 12%.
Yeah.
So month's inventory has increased a bit. More people have been putting their house in the market. It's definitely taking a slightly longer time for the inventory to sell at the current rate it's moving at. So things may appear a little bit slower than you used to. But I think it's kind of in line with expectations.
Yes.
So what's next?
The next thing is the settle list price ratio. That's down both year over year and month over month.
Yeah, and it's down. So year over year from 2023, it's consistently slid. So the sales to list price ratio is still at list price basically at about 100%, 100.5, which is the 0.5. It was at 0.8 last year, 0.6 last year.
Yes.
100.6. Now, I want to just basically tell you though, that is very limited to certain areas. This is not, this is a broad stroke brush on the market. So places where like they're getting list price, believe it or not, this is down year over year. So they were getting about 102 to 105 at one point. Wow. So in 2022. 2021, so the beginning, it has come down quite a bit. The sales to list price ratios have been consistently falling here in New Jersey. So it's indicative of a slow market for sure, and people aren't quite as willing to go much above list price for a house. And it's showing, and that's still coming down a bit. So it's showing that the market's settling down a little bit. The heat of the market's settling down.
Yes.
And I think that's going to be reflected as we move forward. Some of these numbers, you could even see that people have changed some things. But anyway, go ahead.
Yes. So the sold medium listing is down month over month, 2.20%, but it has increased year over year 7%. Sold medium listing.
Yes. So this is the median listing price on the solds. Okay. So it is down So this is like what people will type. So it's at $535,000. So that's the sold median listed price when the house closed. That is down month over month by a little, like 2.25%. The year-over-year difference is still up, but this is what the listing price was when people kind of purchased the house. It was at $535. That seems to be the core of the market, and that's basically what's happening there. Is this is indicative of interest rates. So if people kind of draw down on the amount of that list price that they're looking at based upon their qualifications to buy. So as those rates have increased, it's definitely month over month. And it shows now the effect of the latest bump in interest rates, which were falling precipitously. September, they were down quite a bit. And we could tell you that quite a bit it's definitely tapered down quite a bit. So, and then we'll see that in the pending average listing, which I think was the next thing, right?
Yes. So the pending average listing has increased year over year, almost 9%, and month over month it's down 0.76%.
Yeah, not even 1% on the pending. It's a little bit down. Again, indicative of interest rates increasing, especially last month. In the month October's rates popping higher until the end of September, and that's what this report is reflecting. So that's kind of where we're at with interest rates impacting the market. Is a very interest rate sensitive market. I will tell you that in terms of activity, so it's interest rate sensitive. If you have interest rates rising, there's definitely it dampens the market. We're at that kind of like junction point. I don't see prices, unless interest rates come down quite a bit, I don't see prices getting higher now. It's the first time we're basically seeing like kind of like a leveling off. We're not seeing, and some of these, even the sold average listing is down. Not much, fractionally.
Yeah, the sold average listing
is down almost 1%.
Yeah, month
over month. It's only up 2%. And this has been on a decrease all along. Like over the year, the rate of increases have consistently slowed. But this was around 8 last year. Now it's 2 this year. Prices seem to be flattening. This is just in Monmouth and Ocean County, but I'm pretty certain that it would belong to a few MLSs in New Jersey. And one of the concentrations is, not to put more work on Kerry, but we do Monmouth, Ocean, Somerset, Middlesex, Union, and we haven't gotten those stats, but we have to putting all these stats together are not simple.
No.
But anyway, it is down month over month. Again, reflected in the interest rates. The other stat's quite interesting though.
Yeah, this one.
This was the one that popped out at me quite a bit.
It's the new average listing. So the new average listing is down almost 13% month over month.
New average listing price. So people who are putting their house on the market have definitely, it's an unusual number, especially on the month over month difference. So people are actually, and September was an odd month because the new average listing, if you look at it from the month over month standpoint, was 783,000 in September, and then dropped to 782. Now, some of this has to do with sample sizes, and I'm not telling you we have a robust sample size here, so we can't say that like 1 or 2 houses don't come on the market there and way into the millions. And when we do it averages instead of medians, it skews the numbers quite a bit. So this might be reflective of some higher end properties hitting the market, and because it looks that way from here. This is like a statistical anomaly. Because when you look at this sold average sale price, it's nowhere near that. But it is down.
Yeah, the sold average sale price is down month over month too.
It's almost 1%.
Yeah, almost 0.90.
0.90%. That's the sold average sale price is, and this is one of the good, like this report is reflective of mortgage rates rising. It's come down a bit. Even the month over month, the sold median sale price is down too.
Yeah, that's
Month over month.
down.
These are the first times I'm seeing these things. I haven't seen these numbers. Last February, when rates popped up close to 8, we saw it. It's the first time in a while we've actually seen things come down a bit. So that, the sold median sale price, that's a stark number, 2% month over month.
Yeah.
Median sale price is down almost 2.5%. It's up for the year, 5%. But this is, just so you know, like we run year-over-year stats, but if you took a snapshot of like a 3-year time frame, this is definitely, we're seeing, if you looked at the slope, now it's 5%, it was like the sold median sale price was somewhere around 18 in 2022, and we've come all the way down to 5% year-over-year. This is probably the smallest year-over-year increase we're seeing. So we're definitely seeing the markets calm quite a bit. Not to anybody's satisfaction. If you're buying, I'm sure, because one of the things you're going to say is like the houses don't seem too cheap. They don't.
No.
And it's like, but it's really indicative of the fact that there's a lot of demand and just not many houses up for sale. That I think this year may change a little bit of that. But one of the things that's going to take some time is I think sellers' expectations of the market could be sometimes a little overstated, and they're going to make a few mistakes here. But I'm going to tell you that personally, we've definitely seen just from an activity standpoint, the rates have impacted the acceleration of prices. If that continues, like I said again, if rates don't change, and this is a pretty, the 6.5 number is going to be something we might be getting used to. I don't know, because we have a new president in office.
Yeah.
And there's going to be a lot of demand push to get those rates down. But and one of the biggest accelerators to inflation, when they talk about inflation, I think the inflation numbers came out today. I did not see them, but the inflation numbers came out today. I don't think they were. I think they were pretty good. Inflation has definitely come down. Housing inflation is probably one of the biggest factors causing inflation. So when we look at the numbers, we have to look at the housing prices as being a factor in how they're gauging interest rates. So, inflation rates. They look at housing. Housing is one of the cores of the core inflation rate. So it's up. It's been up, but it's definitely slowing down. It's becoming a little bit more moderated as time's moved on. For the last 3 years, the acceleration in prices has consistently flattened, and it's coming into a place. I don't know if we'll get down where we start seeing price decreases, but it's been reported across the country that there are areas in Florida and stuff, year-over-year numbers are still pretty decent. But like I said, the last 2 quarters, we've seen prices come down quite a bit in some places. They're already down. Median sales prices are down a little bit. Not by no stretch of imagination is it by much. But it's all things relative in real estate. So I don't see, there's not enough inventory to change my mind on that. The thing is that if rates come down, you'll see a lot more houses on the market. You'll also see prices rise precipitously. And I think the big challenge for the Fed is to keep this on the wraps. As real estate people, I'm sure none of us like it because it really dampens down the market. The market, I have to give you the report today that the turnover ratio for homes is at a 30-year low. So it was like 2.1% of homes have changed hands that's the lowest in 30 years. So And where there's not so much prices that affect real estate. So, the real estate business is volume. When volume is there, that's probably,
Yeah.
I mean, everybody, I know, it's the most hated profession in the world. Why is that? I don't know, what was your perception of real estate people before you started this?
I don't know.
I can tell she's lying. She leaves all the hints. Oh, goodness. I'll find out after this match. She's left me with the thing that I'm going to grill down.
No.
Right? So what do we got next, Carrie?
Next up is the active listings. So the active listings have increased year over year 13% and also month over month 0.33%.
Yeah. So this is where it gets interesting. So we have seen a 13% increase in active listings year over year. So there's definitely more people, which I do think, I've said with low volume markets, there's not a great, people think, prices are going up. The only reason why is because there's lack of inventory. And with the increase of 13% of active listings, people are starting to slowly have more choices and you're not getting multiple bids because the volume of buyers is not there. Mm-hmm. So I want to make that clear. It's not. You're not going to get the 60. I mean, obviously in certain instances where prices are obviously and locations where things are really more, like you can still go to Red Bank, and Red Bank, New Jersey's from the auto real estate markets. You still get a considerable amount of activity. And, you may not notice much of a difference, but there's some places that you will not see a whole bunch of buyers, or if you do, they'll be much more scattered across many different houses. The market is probably more price sensitive than many people are used to. So either you're fractionally above where you should be, you're based on what I've seen here with the new active listings coming in at 13% higher year over year. Mm-hmm. You're going to see activity decrease on a lot of listings that what I would consider to be out of the price range. And that's the first time that's kind of happened. You would get a lot of people because of the constrained inventory who pop in and show face in some of these places. They're not doing that now. So some people will tell me, activity seems low. Meaning that if house was overpriced, you still get showings. Now with this consistent rise in inventory over the last, you probably see less of that. So I just want to make that clear with this. It's one of the things that we kind of look at year over year numbers. But volume of sales has actually gone up and it's only marginal. But kind of move to the next thing. We're moving right along tonight. Carrie's got to make mashed potatoes. Mm-hmm.
Yes, I do. So the new listings are down month over month, 5.55%, and it is up year over year 4%.
That's on
the new listings.
Yeah, new listings, same thing. People this has a seasonal rate, month over month. I expected that. That's normal. It's from September to October. Mm-hmm. Definitely new listings are going to be down year over year. So I look at the year over year number as a comparison. So up a little bit, 4%. So it's coming up. So people are putting their houses on more frequently.
Yes.
But the interesting thing is that it's not necessarily, because the two things that I'm going to look at, pending listings are definitely
that one
way up.
Caught my eye. So the pending listings are up year over year 23% and also up month over month, almost 3%.
Yeah. So, I mean, the rates came really down in September, and that's reflected of that. So this is basically what it is the rates coming down, and some of these things closing. So you got a considerable more amount of pending listings, and that's also because of the increase of inventory year over year. So we're seeing a little opening up of the market. But where I'm not really seeing it yet is when you get to the next stat, because I think that kind of hashes it out more in better detail. But the month over month is another 25% pending listings a month, year over year. I'm not really quite sure why that's so high.
Yeah.
but it's definitely higher than it's been, and that has to do with the forwarding of the inventory. So the inventory has definitely peaked up a little, not peaked, it's gone up.
Mm-hmm.
And this is reflective that there's been a little bit more volume of sales. It hasn't reflected in the sold listings though yet.
No, the sold listings are up year over year, between 23% and up month over month, almost 2%.
Yeah. So this is where we're going to be watching. Because right now, I'm going to tell you the absorption rate based on that sold listings. I mean, we'll look at those pendings and the sold. So this is going to be really how much the market's. Obviously, the month's inventory had come up, year over year, 11%. So the absorption rate, how many buyers are out there for how many houses, and this is where we're going to see the next few months how this is going to play out. Because, like I've said, one of the things that we've noticed the pattern is in looking over a 3-month period, looking over a 3-year period, that what's happened is that the market has began to, obviously there were some big bumps along this road, okay? So things were bumpy, to say the least. Last February, when rates came up close to 8, the market almost absolutely tanked. So, it was that bad. When we did some of these numbers and we do these months over months, we could see, a very granular look at what's going on. When you saw those rates hit 8, we saw a significant decrease in activity, prices, inventory. It just reflected right away. And this is one of the things that we have to be watching out, because people are starting to slowly come out of this thaw and things are evening out. But my thing is that it's been on the downslope. And whether we see it, it's not, listen, there's no way, we're not talking 2008, we're not talking anything. But it's been on, prices have stabilized. Does it come down under that, depending on how people feel? As more houses come on the market, we're going to see that. We're going to know, especially going into the spring market, whether or not we're going to see prices or average sale prices, average median sale prices start to come down just a bit. Because, like I said, the sale to list price ratio back in 2022 was at 103%. It is down to 100, which is phenomenally good. Phenomenally good. So people are priced right are seeing their number right at their prices. And the marketing being done well. You don't forget that.
No.
But the big thing is where do we go? From here is, and like I said, there's individual markets within Monmouth and Ocean Counties that do better than others. So, and I will tell you, the north part, as you move closer to the northern ends of the Monmouth County area, and central Monmouth, the prices are definitely higher, and as you move further south, the market will be able to, these numbers probably go into maybe 98s, or maybe, but we've definitely seen some slowness in certain areas. I can't get specific on it because I don't have the data in front of me, but there are some places in Ocean County that aren't as great, but it's a big thing. That's cute. Anyway. So is that the last piece, right?
Yeah, that's all the data.
That's all the data. And now Carrie can go to making her string beans.
Yep. I'm making mashed potatoes and string beans.
Is that true, Mom? I'm going to ask her. What did Carrie make for Thanksgiving besides showing up? I guess that's 90% of it. But anyway, guys, there was a question, and I don't want to make this.
I guess it wasn't.
Yeah, forget it. We're closing this out. Anyway, good. Anyway, guys, people they take my wind out.
I know. I can't even read it. I can't even. No, don't. Good. You can't see.
You're not allowed to. It's PG-13. Anyway, so that's where we're at, guys.
Yeah.
So it is Thursday, and we want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. I don't know, it feels Christmassy.
Yeah, definitely
I don't know
more
why.
Christmas vibes. That's next though. So.
Yeah, go on Pinterest, is all full of Christmas stuff.
Yeah, it's awful.
And so make sure you follow us on our social media networks, right? YouTube, Facebook,
Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest.
I think one of the things we forget is Nextdoor.
Yeah, that's
Anybody
a
else
big
using
one.
Nextdoor? Nextdoor.
Nextdoors. That's a good one.
Yeah, she really uses it. She's on Citizen app.
I love Citizen app.
Maybe we should do a segment on just the apps that you use.
Yeah.
Anyway, have a great weekend, guys. We'll see you next week, and have a great Thanksgiving.
Yes.
Okay. How do I get into real estate? I'm gone. How do you get into real estate? We kind of went out on the segment because we're kind of at the end of our limits here. That's something maybe we'll do a segment on in the coming week.
Yeah.
All right.
We could definitely do that.
Or you could just inbox us and we can tell you how.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Anyway, guys, have a great night. We'll see you in a week.
Next.
Right.
Yes. Alrighty. Bye, guys.
Take care.